character market grew 46% over 4 years since 2011. What's propelling the Korean character industry to grow at an accelerated rate? We meet Kelvin Kim, the CEO of Voozclub and the creator of iconic Made in Korea character PUCCA, to discuss the future of the Korean character industry. Mr. Kim, it's so nice to see you today.
Nice to see you.
You brought somebody here. Who is that?
얘는 아둥가라고 하는 고릴라입니다.
This character is called Adoonga, and it's a gorilla. Currently, we're focusing on promoting this particular character. It's a gorilla from the jungles aiming to achieve the Korea dream, living amongst humans. Isn't it cute?
고릴라고요. 귀여워서 안고 있습니다.
Pucca, the adorable youngest daughter of a Chinese chef, has been capturing the hearts of the world for the last 16 years. How do you look back on the popularity of Pucca?
예, 벌써 시간이 16년이나 지났는데
It's been 16 years since her creation, and we think she was able to capture people's hearts worldwide through the internet, with the concept of love, which made the character universal. Pucca is not only limited to Asia when it comes to her popularity. There are many reasons why regions like Europe and South America love her. We didn't know it until quite recently, though. In Asia, Pucca is loved for familiar Asian features such as her iconic slanted eyes, along with her eccentric way of showing her affection. In Europe, people love her for their admiration of Asian and Chinese cultures. South America was quite unique. People were having euphoric feelings when they watched her. Pucca would remind people of their childhood selves or their young daughters. Since there are various reasons to love Pucca, we feel that this was why Pucca was able to be loved all around the world regardless of borders.
이유가 아닐까 그렇게 생각합니다.
Until early 2000s, it was so rare to find a character made in Korea. What inspired you to come up with one?
저희도 2000년에 설립된 회사예요.
Our company was founded in 2000, and we didn't have the resources to make TV animations or compete with big companies in the market. We were a small-scale startup company, and thus we used the medium of the internet, which was starting to become one of the hottest sources of communication. The era of the internet was coming, and we used flash animation as our medium, which worked with our limited resources, idea, and wits to deliver our character. We think that this was our success point for our company.
좀 주요하지 않았나 그렇게 생각합니다.
Along with Pucca, you have other characters such as Adoonga or Dark Circle Brothers or even Cannibal. What is the secret to the creation of popular characters?
가장 핵심을 지금 물어보셨는데요.
Great question. That's what we were thinking when we were studying characters before the year 2000, that it would be difficult for a single person to create more than one character, like Snoopy or Mickey Mouse, to be loved by so many people. Since I had a great thirst for creation, I wanted to not only overcome that hurdle of limited creation, but also focus on what makes a character charming. I've always looked for why a certain character is loved from its different character traits. Everyone, a person or an animal even, has a charming trait or two. What I focus on the most, be it Pucca, Canimals, robots, or King Kong-like monsters, is to appeal to people's hearts using the charming traits of a character.
제가 가장 중요시하는 그런 부분이라고 할 수 있겠습니다.
Then how can a character-based business be sustainable?
좀 복잡한 이야기일 수도 있는데 좀 심플하게 말씀.
Simply put, the original creator who bore and introduced the character to the world should always continue to work on his or her character. It's not over when the character is created. For example, people get tired of the same kind of clothing. Well-known brands compete by switching up their collections for different seasons. I think it's the same when it comes to characters. The creator should be adding on different forms, colors, and items of a character. Characters are different from people. They don't change if they're left alone, since they can't come to life alone. The contents need to be constantly developed, from animations to emoticons to web cartoons. Making sure that the character keeps in touch with people and appeals its charming traits to the public is the first level of keeping the character alive. Secondly, there are many good character goods in the market. I'm not talking about simply drawing a character on a mug and selling them. Creators should think of it as another form of content platform. The creator should always make good designs and put his or her efforts into making something fit for current trends.
하기 위해서 계속 스터디를 해야죠.
Despite all those challenges you talked about, PUCCA has been popular for the last 16 years continuously. How did you make it possible?
저희는 이제 스타일 가이드라고 부르는데
We call it a style guide, and we integrate PUCCA into different designs from current trends. If you look around, no designs are the same. We provide these once or twice a year to showcase our adaptive yet consistent side.
변화된 모습을 보여주고 있죠.
Everybody these days is talking about Pokemon Go. People say behind the success of this game, there was intellectual property or contents rather than the technology. Do you agree to that?
그러니까 어떻게 보면 절묘한 궁합이라고 봐요.
Don't you think it's a miraculous collaboration? Pokemon was a great match, and there have been many studies about it for a long time. Let's think of it the other way. If the game was the same with completely different characters, I don't think it would succeed as much. The worldview matched. It's a great pool of characters and history along with a huge community. The users have a great need to collect all the characters. Using the GPS feature and the AR technology, it's great that Pokemon transitioned from a virtual world to a real one.
부분이 굉장히 절묘했죠.
You are one of the pioneers in Korea's animated contents business. What was the biggest challenge on the way?
캐릭터를 만들어내고 콘텐츠
I think focusing on creating characters and producing content, focusing on creativeness itself, is what makes characters competitive for Korea's future. Although the Korean market is quite small, the internet opens all borders. I think that our company is one of the first to act in terms of new types of media. For Korean character companies, including us, the right direction for success would be to form a consortium with foreign companies that have different technologies to push their business forward.
방향이 아닌가 그렇게 생각을 하고 있습니다.
Lastly, could you share with us your goal going forward?
저는 향후 한 10년간, 10년 동안
In the future, I would say in a span of about 10 years, our primary goal is to launch 5 more characters. But only launching the characters won't do. For example, before this character was introduced in the market, hundreds of different characters were developed together, and this was the only one standing at the end. So when we say 5 more characters, we mean that we'll be targeting 5 different target markets with unique appeals for each market. For our long-term goal, we want to be seen as a strong company that makes solid content, like Pixar.
픽사 같은 회사가 되고 싶다라고 생각하는 게
Mr. Kim, thank you for having us today. It was a great pleasure talking with you.
Me too. Thank you.